Friends and neighbors, what's up? It's Pete Thorn. Welcome to the studio. Hey, check it out. Latest in Fender's Acoustasonic series of acoustic electric guitars. It's the Acoustasonic Jazzmaster. Now, about a year and a half ago almost now, I did a video for Fender's Acoustasonic Strat. That was the second one out in the series. There's also a Tele in the series, so now there's three of them. But this Jazzmaster isn't just a reboot in a different body shape. It's actually got a new design magnetic pickup in it, and there's some different voices in the guitar because of that. So for those not familiar with this series of guitars, one of the coolest things about it is you're able to get like a whole sort of range of acoustic and electric guitar sounds out of the same guitar that are really credible and sound really cool. So on each position of the switch, you're going to get a couple different sounds that you can morph between using this control right here. They call this the mod control, not the tone control, but the mod control. So basically, like, you can get a dreadnought sound and an auditorium sound, two different acoustic guitar styles, and then you can kind of morph between them in this first position on the switch. I think that's what's in this position, dreadnought and auditorium. And then like in the next one, it's two different types of acoustics. So you get small body acoustics, dreadnoughts, auditoriums, so different ones that you can switch between. And then in the last two positions on the switch here, and this is where things get really interesting, like I guess what they call position 2 here actually. On one end of the mod control, you've got a basic acoustic dreadnought sound, I do believe, and then as you roll up the mod control, what you get is an electric guitar tone, essentially. It's kind of like a clean guitar, but with a little bit of edge in it. So you're able to kind of morph between electric and acoustic sounds right there on the control. And it's like there's amp simulation and everything in there. So in other words, it's like when you go to the electric sound, yes, you're playing DI plugged in straight, but you can get a credible kind of almost like Tele through clean amp sound or something at one end of the mod control, and then all the way at the other end you've morphed to your acoustic voice, and somewhere in the middle you've got both. So that's what I used on one of the kind of lead melody parts on the song at the beginning of the video. I'm going to solo all those parts outside of the mix in a second so you can check out the different tones and you'll hear it really clearly. What's interesting is in the mix, the guitar sounds basically just kind of like a full-bodied acoustic that is kind of cutting through well. When you listen to it outside of the mix, you're going to notice there's actually a little bit of overdrive in the sound. So it's just, that was an interesting observation I made anyway, that adding a little bit of that gain, a little bit of overdrive, even to a sound that's mostly acoustic, really lets the guitar kind of have some mid-body and cut through a little bit more. Okay, for the last kind of lead guitar part in the song, I went full on to the electric sound. So that's what the switch in the number 1 or all the way down position. And then I had the mod control turned to almost all the way up. So that kind of gives you the most electric character and the most drive in the sound. And, you know, it ended up sounding really cool, I think. Then right at the end of the song, I went back to the position 2, which is the kind of cleaner electric sound, played a couple licks, and then I wound up rolling the mod control all the way down, and I ended up on a completely acoustic sound. So I was trying to show you that kind of within the course of like one solo, you can go all the way from electric and back to acoustic like really smoothly and kind of effortlessly. So it's just really cool. Now the guitar neck is like really playable. It's basically like a nice, comfortable C-shaped, sometimes I have a problem saying things, C-shaped Strat neck. It just feels really familiar and super comfortable. And if you haven't played one of these, they're really fun to just sit and play like on the couch if you want to, you know, just jam and don't want an amp, because acoustically they sound great actually. This is just coming through the mic I've got on the camera. It's just a nice guitar to just sit and play and kind of write songs on. And I mean, that thing that I wrote, you know, at the beginning of the video, that came out in like 10 minutes just on this guitar. And I didn't even really plug it in to play that. And then I plugged it in and got some tones going, and then things get even more interesting. And they're really easy to play. Okay, so I want to solo some of those parts from the track at the beginning of the video outside of the mix so you can hear some of the acoustic tones, and then I'll also play just a little bit more through the guitar and turn the mod knob while I'm flipping the switch so you can hear some of the different sounds. Okay, here we go. So I just cut the first guitar part on that track, and the pickup position that I used, it's what I call number 2, but people now seem to call number 4. So if you're all the way to the top with the switch, then you go to the next position, it's that position, and then I've got the tone control. It was almost turned all the way down, but I just turned it up a little bit. Now check out like the world of colors that you can get on the tone control between all the way down and all the way up. Okay, right there is about where I used it. Okay, so that's just one position on the switch, and that's just by turning the tone control you can really kind of morph the tone. So let's check out a couple of the other pickup positions playing the same simple thing. Okay, so there's just a whole range of colors there. I kind of like this, actually, the middle position on the switch, and then with the tone all the way down. So I might use that. Well, I'm going to check some of the other ones and make sure, but I might use that to do a double to this part right now. There you have it. It's the Acoustasonic Jazzmaster. Just a really, really cool guitar. I enjoy playing these a lot. I'm a fan of the Strat as well. I should mention, they come with a great gig bag. Like, the gig bag has got a pocket in it with all these different kind of pouches and different areas in it for carrying things, and I find it's like hard to find a gig bag that's got that kind of I don't know, it just makes it like that much easier to, you know, put everything you need in there, your capos and your headstock tuner and all that stuff. If you're a duo performer, or maybe a single performer, maybe you're, you know, primarily an electric guitar player and you're used to the body shape of an electric guitar, this is going to feel really comfortable and familiar to you. You can check it out further at the website that you see down there in the video description below. Click down there, it'll take you to all the info you could ever want to know about the Acoustasonic Jazzmaster. Hey, please hit subscribe if you wouldn't mind. Hit the little bell beside the subscribe. If you haven't already, you will get an alert whenever I put out a new video. Thanks for being here. Thanks for checking out my channel. I'm Pete Thorn. Take care. Over and out.